In this video, we will discuss the general prologue to the Canterbury Tales. Chaucer begins the general prologue with a description of April with its gentle showers bringing relief from the dryness of March. The opening lines talk about how the flowers start to bloom and the birds sing cheerfully. The sun has moved into the zodiac sign of Aries, known as the Ram. This time of budding and passionate spring is also when people feel a strong urge to go on pilgrimages. People from different parts of England set out on a journey to Canterbury Cathedral, hoping for the blessings and guidance of the revered martyr. The prologue starts with the narrator, who is Chaucer himself, staying at a place called Tabard Inn in Southwark, which is in London. One day, a group of 29 people arrive at the inn. They are all getting ready to go on a pilgrimage to Canterbury. After talking with them, the narrator decides to join them on this journey. But before the narrator tells us more about the trip, he takes some time to introduce us to each person in the group. He starts by telling us about the ones who are considered the most important or respected in society. He describes each one, telling us about their background and how they fit into society. The first person described is the knight. He is a respected and important man known for his bravery in fighting during the crusades in many different countries. People everywhere admired him for his goodness and politeness. Sometimes, though, there might have been a reward offered for his brave deeds. The knight wears a rough, coarse tunic made from a sturdy fabric. It is a bit stained because of the rust from his chainmail coat. He is accompanied by his son, the squire. The squire is a young man just 20 years old. He is a bit of a romantic and enjoys the company of ladies. He has a lively and somewhat delicate appearance. His clothes are decorated with pretty red and white flowers, and he often sings or plays the flute. Interestingly, the squire is the only pilgrim besides Chaucer himself who has dreams of becoming a writer. He is good at creating songs and writing well. With the knights group, there is also a yeoman, a free servant. He wears green clothes, a coat, and a hood. The yeoman is really skilled with arrows and carries a lot of weapons: arrows, an arm guard, a sword, a small shield, and a very sharp dagger. He wears a picture of Saint Christopher on his chest. After talking about the knight, who is the highest ranking person, the narrator introduces to the religious folks, starting with a prioress known as Madame Eglantine or Mrs. Sweetbriar in modern terms. She has a lovely singing voice for religious songs, speaks French well, and knows how to behave at a fancy table. She is very kind and compassionate. She would even cry if she saw a mouse caught in a trap. She brings two small dogs with her and wears a brooch that says, "Love conquers all." The prioress brings along her secretary, the second nun. Next is the monk. He is a really good looking and well dressed man who loves hunting. He prefers following current trends over old fashioned ways. This is not a monk who spends his time reading books in a quiet place. He keeps fast hounds for hunting hares. The monk is well fed and a bit on the chubby side. His eyes are bright and shiny like a glowing furnace. Then comes the friar, who is cheerful and enjoys having a good time. He is licensed to beg in certain areas and is quite popular among landowners and respectable women in town. He listens to people's confessions and grants forgiveness. He is a skilled beggar and can collect money wherever he goes. His name is Hubert. The merchant looks distinct with a pointed beard, wearing colorful clothes. He sits tall on his horse, he speaks very seriously and is great at business, always managing his finances well and never owing anyone money. However, the narrator adds a mysterious note saying, "I don't know how people see him." Next is the clerk, a student from Oxford University. He values books by Aristotle more than fancy clothes or musical instruments. He wears a worn out short coat. He does not have much money, but whatever he has, he spends on books and learning. He takes his studies very seriously and does not talk more than necessary. Then there is the man of law, also known as sergeant of the law. He appears wise and dignified because of his thoughtful words. He serves as a judge in the king's court and holds high position. He is skilled at writing legal documents and nobody can find any mistakes in his work. Despite his wealth and social standing, he wears a simple multicolored coat. Traveling with a man of law is a Franklin. He has a white beard and a cheerful disposition. He loves indulging in good food and wine. He enjoys a variety of meats, and his house is always stocked with delicious dishes. He changes his menu based on what is in season. After them, there is a group of tradesmen: a haberdasher, carpenter, weaver, dyer, and tapicer. They all wear the same distinct guild uniform. It is worth noting that none of these pilgrims end up telling a tale. Then there is a cook skilled in preparing variety of dishes. He is particularly good at roasting, boiling, frying, and baking. Unfortunately, he has an ulcer on his leg, which is a bit unfortunate. Following the cook is a shipman from Dartmouth. He has a sun-kissed tan from being out at sea in the hot sun. He rides a sturdy workhorse and wears a simple woolen gown. This shipman knows his way around the seas, having faced many storms. He is familiar with all the harbors from Gotland to Cape Finisterre. His ship is called the Madeleine. Next is a doctor of medicine, dressed in red and blue. He is unmatched in talking about medicine and surgery. He knows why people get sick, what causes it, and how to make them better. He is really skilled in his job and he has people who prepare medicines for him. He is well versed in medical knowledge from the ancient Greeks to people like Gilbertus Anglicus who lived around Chaucer's time. However, he has not studied the Bible. Then there is the wife of Bath. She is a bit hard of hearing, which is a bit of a shame. But she is incredibly good at making cloth, even better than the famous cloth making cities of Ypres and Ghent. She wears head coverings that must weigh a good bit. She has been married 5 times in church and she has been on pilgrimages to Jerusalem, Rome, and Balgan. She is also described as having a bold look, which traditionally suggests she is confident and maybe a bit flirtatious. She is well versed in matters of love, knowing all the ins and outs. A really good religious man, the parson, is introduced next. He does not have much in terms of material wealth, but he is rich in his devotion and good deeds. He is well educated and truly preaches the teachings of Christ. He goes out of his way to visit all his parishioners, traveling by foot with a staff in hand. He leads by example, showing kindness and virtue before he even starts preaching. The narrator believes he is one of the best priests around. Traveling with the parson is a plowman, a hard-working man who does not tell a tale. He has done a lot of tough work, like hauling heavy loads of manure. He is a peaceful and charitable guy who treats others as he would like to be treated. He rides on a mare and wears a simple workman's garment. Now comes the miller, a big and strong fellow who is known for winning wrestling matches. He is so powerful he could practically rip a door off its hinges or break it down with his head. He has wide, dark nostrils and he carries a sword and shield. He is known for some not so honest dealings, like taking payment 3 times for the same load of corn. But according to Chaucer, honest millers are hard to come by. Next is the mancipal, a smart financial operator. Even though he is just a regular guy, he can outsmart even a group of educated men. The description ends with a warning that he's fooled them all. Next is the reeve, a slim and irritable man, tall and lean like a staff. He keeps tight control of his grain supplies. He knows something about every bailiff, herdsman, or servant, which makes them afraid of him. They are scared of him as if he were death itself. Next is the summoner, a guy with a really red and pimply face. He has small, narrow eyes and some skin issues on his brows. His beard is falling out in places. He is also very interested in romantic stuff. The narrator says that there is no cure for his skin problems. He loves drinking wine that is really red and strong, and he enjoys eating leeks, onions, and garlic. He is also good at deceiving people. Traveling with the summoner is a pardoner, a high ranking church official. He is the last one to be described. He sings loudly and has bright yellow hair that hangs down like flax. He carries a bag full of religious pardons, which are like certificates of forgiveness from the church. The pardoner's voice is high pitched and thin, making the narrator wonder if he is a eunuch or someone who likes the same gender. The narrator mentions that he has now described the social class, clothing, and number of the pilgrims. He also sets a rule for the storytelling game. He says that whoever retells a tale must stick as close as possible to the original version. If the stories have naughty language, it is not the narrator's fault. Then there is the host, a big and fair man with large bright eyes. He welcomes everyone and talks about the journey to Canterbury. He suggests that along the way they should share stories and have fun. Everyone agrees, and the host explains the game. In this game, each pilgrim will tell two stories on the way to Canterbury and two more on the way back. The one who tells the best story with a good moral and entertaining value will get a free supper paid for by the other pilgrims when they return to the inn. The pilgrims all agree to the host's plan and trust him to be the judge. They all go to bed. The next morning, the host wakes everyone up and they all head towards a brook called the Watering of St. Thomas, about 2 miles from London. The host asks them to draw lots to decide who goes first. The knight draws the shortest straw by chance. They all set off, and the knight starts telling his tale.